morning and welcome to the Movies of Delray. My name is Lisa Ray and it is so much fun to be here with you tonight as inside one of my co-authors from Called to Speak, Lead and Impact is hosting the night of Dreamworks, A Good House with Sigourney Weaver and Kevin Kline.
I created and I host a TV show and a podcast called It All Starts With You. Tonight's segment, tonight I am taping this for one of my shows, which you can watch on my YouTube channel, It All Starts With You, or on Apple Podcast or Spotify. So my community, It All Starts With You, and the movie The Good House have three key elements in common. And without giving too much away, I want to just share some of these three elements so that you can think about it while you're watching the movie, and then afterwards we'll have a discussion and we'll have some lively Q&A, okay? So the three things I want you to keep in mind are: one, generational trauma; second, shifting in the face of challenging times and adversity; and three, setting healthy boundaries. Okay, so keep those three things in mind while you're watching the movie so that when we come back, we can just jump right in. So many women were asking the same thing. What is life all about? What is my life's purpose? And what am I supposed to be doing? And more important is, what do I want? What do I really want? Sit back, enjoy the movie, The Good House, a Dreamworks production with Sigourney Weaver and Kevin Kline, and afterwards we'll have some discussion and Q&A.
You know, tonight's movie was really about shift and being able to set boundaries. I don't think that the lead character did a very good job of that.
No.
Let's talk about setting some healthy boundaries. What does that look like, Eileen?
Well, as I said in my presentation, first and foremost, to be able to say no. You've got to say no, and you must prioritize yourself. She was offering money to everybody and doing everything for everyone else. We have to begin to really prioritize ourselves, not only by saying no, but in self-care. We have to be able to show people that we are valuable and we are important.
Yeah, one of the things that we saw in tonight's movie was generational trauma. Let's talk about that in the women who join your community. What do they want to know? What do they need more understanding about?
Well, you know, generational trauma can look very different for different people. But basically what it is having a belief system passed down from generation to generation. And it really causes us to be limited.
That's right.
We're just limited. And then what happens is people play small when they are limited. And you know, this is about questioning the whole notion of, I do things because my grandmother did it. No, that's not how we're going to move forward in life.
A lot of people hit shifts and they get stuck. What does that feel like? What does that look like?
So when people get stuck, they lose the power, they feel powerless, they feel hopeless. There's a lot of shame, fear, sadness, even anger when somebody feels stuck. And you know, this is what I want to try to do, is get people to choose healthy ways of coping. I want them to ask for help. I want them to be okay with saying, and that's what my community is really about. It's about saying, come join us, you can ask for help. We will provide the necessary steps to let you to live a healthy and a really boundaried life.
Yeah, it's really interesting because there's so many different elements that go into it as a woman over the age of 55. Some women have been in marriages for a long time. Some women feel as though it's generational in the sense that they were told, don't speak until you're spoken to. Good girls don't speak like that. How do you then find your voice and make that shift over the age of 55 when you have a calling?
Well, it takes work. It definitely takes work. But the first thing is to really acknowledge that you have needs. That you have needs, and that it's okay to say, I give myself permission to have needs and to ask for what I need. If we don't have that awareness, we can't make the change, and we do get stuck.
Let me ask you about spirituality. I know that you really believe in believing in yourself and then a higher power, and really being able to let go of limiting beliefs. What types of limiting beliefs are plaguing women in your community?
Well, they feel that they're too old, they're too overweight, they're not educated enough, they're not technologically savvy enough. There's all the not enougghnesses, or what we call now the imposter syndrome, where people feel that they're not capable and they're not competent. And especially as we age, society tells us, play it small, take the background, be invisible. Don't step into your creativity or your sexuality or whatever it is that we need to live life.
What do you think is a piece of advice that you can offer your community? Is it mentorship? Is it being able to educate yourself? Where does one start?
Well, of course, the first step is self-awareness. You must be self-aware. And how do you become self-aware? Well, in a variety of ways. My community will help with journaling and meditating and practicing together. And let's get together in community and have an open forum, a safe place to talk about what it is you're experiencing.
And go to eileenlemelman.com and let's connect. Why? Because
it all starts with you.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.